This is breaking news.
Welcome in. The 4th of July arriving a bit too early for a small rural local town. Look at this explosion. A massive explosion rocked a fireworks warehouse near Esparto today. There you see the fireworks still popping off on the ground and in the air. This thing is still burning tonight. The headline, no one injured as of yet. We hope it stays that way. But a 1-mile evacuation zone is now in effect. Officials still urging people to avoid the area. Let's show you the newest video, the earliest video we have after the explosion. We were the first to capture this, our CBS chopper out of San Francisco. They were nearby covering a different fire when, hey, the pilot and the crew on board said, that's not your grass fire, that is something bigger. So our crew saw that explosion. They panned up, captured that plume of smoke rising moments after that explosion, and look at what they captured. Massive plume of smoke rising, and as we closed in, we could see the extent of the devastation. Zooming out, zooming in, any way you looked, buildings were burning. It's a miracle as of now that no one was injured. So welcome into Primetime Sacramento, your only local news at 8. Obviously, lots to get to tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tony Lopez. Hope you're doing well. We have you covered with this thing. The cause of the blast still unknown. They're not going to say right now they don't know. But right now, fire crews still on the scene, and our crews are on the ground. Let's show you where this is all happening. Right near Highway 16 in Oakdale, Ranch Lane, kind of in the middle of nowhere. Not a whole lot of homes around there, and that's certainly good news in this regard. Fireworks facility is a place called J&P Farms. So with that, we turn to your reporter covering, in this case, this fire tonight, Madison Keevy. Madison, tell us what you know so far. I know you were on a different story, but you hightailed it over there. What are you capturing?
Tony, we have not been able to get close to this. Typically, with these types of incidents, you're able to get, a little bit ways back or even beyond the police line here to see a little bit closer of what's going on, the firefight, etc. Tonight, that was not the case. We were pushed back by the Yolo County Sheriff's Office. They told us because it wasn't safe, just simply because of the number of explosions that were continuing to happen here well into about half an hour ago that we could hear. Imagine what it sounds like on the 4th of July, multiple fireworks going off. That's what it sounded like in the distance. And then every few minutes, you'd get a big, large sounding explosion, and then you'd get more of those, I don't want to say smaller, but you get those frequent sounding fireworks explosions happening here. They told us that it just wasn't safe to be close because of those explosions. So we've moved back, and we're at one of the many staging areas. I just talked to West Sacramento Fire. There are fire crews here kind of backfilling while Esparto Fire takes the lead on this with CAL FIRE support. We also just heard that the state fire marshal is here to start that investigation of how this started. But when I talked to neighbors on the ride up here today, they said at one point the first 2 explosions were big enough to shake their windows. They thought it was an earthquake or dry lightning, she said. And then she went outside and heard that repeated fireworks going off. This has been happening for the last couple of hours. So the scene here, it was chaotic at first, especially as in the distance you hear that first larger explosion. You'd look up in the sky and you'd see a larger plume of smoke that's new, joining what was already out there, what our helicopter flew over and saw. And, a lot of people pulled over or leaving that evacuation zone that we were in before we were, of course, told that it was not safe to be there. We did see people leading. There's a lot of farmland in this area, Tony. We passed one farm that had all their sprinklers on that butted up what appeared to be right next to this property. So people were taking those types of precautions already. But as of right now, I don't hear those same explosions that we heard when we first got on this scene.
Yeah, we see here some traffic moving behind you. Are roads still closed in the area, Madison? I'm guessing some of them are, huh?
Yeah, Tony, they are. So right from where we're standing is off of Highway 16, and they've closed that. That leads down, and then all of these side roads that basically feed back in towards where this warehouse was, those are all closed. And then the side roads to that are all closed with sheriff's officials. They even telling us, we got to a couple locations, and we had a sheriff's deputy say, hey, you got about 30 seconds. And then we're pushing this line back. Crime scene tape actually went up at one point to kind of show the line of where we can and can't go.
Yeah, I know it's frustrating to get on the scene and you want to cover that story up close and personal, but obviously for safety reasons. But we know you'll be gathering some more info for us tonight and have more at 10 and 11 on CBS 13, along with reporter Kayla Muller also en route. All right, Madison, thank you. Appreciate you as always. So let's show you the magnitude of the fire. Take a look at what this area looked like before and after. On the left, that was the fireworks factory. On the right, that's the fireworks factory after the massive explosion. So the fire having impacts on electricity in the area as well. Marley Ginter pointed this out during our coverage live at 6 o'clock. Yeah, so PG&E's website right now, the orange areas are outages right now. According to PG&E, it's evaluating the electrical system to identify the damaged sections and make necessary repairs in order to safely turn the power back on. Estimated time for that, wee hours in the morning, or at least let's call it 1:15 in the morning, I think it's saying. So we'll have updates on the fire throughout our newscast and on the power outages as well.